Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala ashrafi rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain, amma ba'd. Welcome back to another episode on the biography of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the last episode, we mentioned about a Jewish man who intruded into women's gathering area around the Kaaba. Fast forward a little, when Maisarah later introduced the young Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to Khadijah radiallahu anha, those words spoken near the Kaaba on that festive day suddenly returned to the heart of Khadijah radiallahu anha. They didn't just return alone, they returned with meaning. Then came the journey to Syria, and after that, the report she received from Maisarah, and then the things that she herself witnessed with her own eyes. One piece after another, everything began to align. And at that point, there was nothing left to deliberate. Now pause here and think about Khadijah's life radiallahu anha until this moment. For nearly 40 years, she lived in the courtyard of Kaaba and its immediate surroundings. That means Khadijah radiallahu anha didn't just know of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She had seen him grow. She had observed every stage of his life. She had lived through moments etched in Makkah's memory, like the time of the drought, which we mentioned in the previous episodes, when Abdul Muttalib stood in prayer and the young boy Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam stood beside him. These were not distant memories to Khadijah radiallahu anha. They were lived realities of her life. Imam Qalla'i records an important background worth reflecting here at that moment. The observation of Maisarah, combined with the extraordinary signs he witnessed, pushed Khadijah radiallahu anha into deep reflection. She wanted clarity, no assumptions, no emotions. So she turned to someone she knew or she trusted deeply. She approached Waraqah ibn Nawfal, a relative and a learned man on the scriptures. She narrated everything to him in detail, every sign, every experience. Waraqah listened quietly, carefully, and then he spoke. "O Khadijah, if all that you have mentioned is true, then this Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a promised prophet." Waraqah then continues and says, "I already knew that such a prophet was to be appointed, and the time for his appearance has drawn near." These words settled in the hearts of Khadijah radiallahu anha. This was no longer about marriage alone. Khadijah radiallahu anha now desired a life partner, a companion tied to divine purpose. Waraqah continued sharing details about the promised prophet. He even composed poems on this subject and sent them to Khadijah radiallahu anha. These poetic verses were later preserved in the historical works. And now, listen closely to the next narration. Imam Faqihi reports from Anas radiallahu anhu and says, the proposal of Khadijah radiallahu anha reached Abu Talib. Without hesitation, he expressed his approval. Then he sent young Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his nephew, to Khadijah radiallahu anha's house for a direct conversation. Along with him, he sent a servant named Nabah to discuss other matters. Nabah himself narrated what happened there. He says, "We reached Khadijah radiallahu anha's house, and she came to the door herself to receive us. With affection, with deep respect, she began speaking. She said, 'May my parents be sacrificed for you. I have a reason for considering such a relationship. I hope that you will be the prophet appointed to the community. If that is so, will you not accept me even after becoming a prophet? Will you not pray to Allah, the one who appoints prophets, for me? The young Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied with calm certainty, without hesitation, without pride. He says, if that person is me, then we are mutually agreeing to a bond that will never be broken. And if that person is not me, then the Lord in whom you have placed your hope will not disappoint you, Khadijah. And with these words, everything becomes clear. This was not merely a marriage proposal. This was the destiny meeting conviction, divine preparation unfolding quietly, gently, step by step. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد